What if the most terrifying monster in history wasn't a myth, but a noblewoman with unlimited power? In the late 1500s, while Europe obsessed over witches and demons, a real horror lived inside a castle. Her name was Elizabeth Báthory, and history would later call her the Blood Countess. This is not a legend, this is a true story. Elizabeth Báthory was born into one of the richest and most powerful families in Hungary. She was educated, intelligent, fluent in multiple languages, and married into even greater power. To the outside world, she was respected, to peasants, she was feared, and to the law, she was untouchable. Behind the stone walls of her castle, hundreds of young servant girls came to work. Most were poor, most were desperate, and many of them were never seen again. Villagers whispered about screams echoing at night, about girls who entered the castle healthy, and left broken, or not at all. Elizabeth feared one thing above all else: aging. According to testimonies, she believed youth could be preserved through blood, that the suffering of others could keep her beautiful. What began as punishment slowly turned into ritual. Survivors later described brutal punishments: beatings, freezing conditions, starvation. Some said Elizabeth personally oversaw the cruelty, others claimed she participated. Bodies were allegedly buried in secret, records were altered, and fear kept everyone silent. When investigators finally stepped in, they recorded testimony accusing Elizabeth of hundreds of victims. Some accounts claimed over 600 names were written in a single book. Whether exaggerated or not, even conservative estimates confirmed dozens of deaths. It was enough to shock Europe. Any normal person would have faced execution, but Elizabeth Báthory was nobility. Executing her would have embarrassed powerful families, and threatened political stability. So instead of a public trial, history chose silence. Elizabeth was sealed inside her own castle, a small room, a narrow opening for food, no visitors, no trial, no freedom. She lived like this for years, until she died alone in darkness. Some believe her story inspired vampire legends, others argue history exaggerated her crimes, but one truth remains: real monsters don't hide in fiction, they hide in power, they hide in silence, and sometimes, they wear crowns. If this story shocked you, remember, history is darker than horror movies. Subscribe for more true stories they never wanted you to know.